Hi, horror recapped here. Today, I am going to be covering Oculus. Spoilers incoming. The family moved to a new house. Alan, the father. Marie, mother. Kaylie, the eldest daughter. Tim, youngest child. They buy new furniture. Underneath is this mirror. This mirror is evil. And as an evil object, this mirror takes time to expand its sphere of control and dominance. Mirrors use illusions to capture their victims. Through the events of this film, we discover that mirrors feed on dogs, plants, and human souls for their energy. The family dog is getting sick. One day Marie locked the dog in the office, and when Alan came home that night, the dog was missing. The mirror is said to have eaten it. Marisol, the evil one in the mirror, teases Alan. This ghost is slowly spoiled by the mirror, like in the office most often. Both Kaylie and Tim saw this woman in the office several times. Now they both accept that she is a human woman. Marie had never seen him before, though she could hear Alan talking to someone in his office. Marie begins to suspect that Alan is in a relationship. Alan started walking away. Now Marisol talked to him quite a lot and his mind was obsessed. One day Marie saw that Alan had bought a gun, apparently for protection. She asks him to lock it, and he agrees. When Marie left the room, the mirror called her grotesque cow in Alan's voice. Marie was very hurt by this. She looked in the mirror and presented a distorted image of herself. After Marie heard about woman in the office from her 2 children, Marie walked into the office to see a piece of paper full of Marisol. Not knowing that this is a crime in the mirror, she concludes that Alan is having an affair. In a fit of rage, she threw something at the mirror and it only hit the wall next to it. Soon after, Marie became obsessed. Tim and Kaylie come to check on her. She strangles Tim. The 2 children broke free and ran upstairs and locked themselves in their room. Then Alan appeared. He quickly overpowered Marie and knocked her down. For a moment, Alan came to his senses and tried to call for help. But the mirror starts and asks Alan to tie and lock Marie like an animal. Alan tells the children that their mother is sick and they should stay away from her. He ended up saying we instead of I, Kaylie noted, but Alan didn't want to explain who we were. We are then shown that Alan took very bad food for Marie. He tortured her and forced her to eat the plate. As a result, Marie lost her teeth. Alan didn't pay bills or buy groceries. TV off and no more food. Kaylie tries to tell Alan to buy groceries and get her mother to the doctor. He didn't seem to care. Kaylie decides to talk to her mother only to discover that she is now a vicious creature chained to a wall. Alan gets angry at the kids and justifies them. The kids try to call a different doctor, but keep getting the same voice asking them to call their dad. The 2 of them realized that something very strange was going on. Kaylie tried to ask the neighbors for help, but Alan spoke to her like it was nothing. Kaylie told Tim it was time to get really brave. She wanted to say that perhaps the only option was to fail along the way. The house will eventually lose electricity. Tim tries to get his father to fix the problem and is greeted by Marisol. Tim went crazy and ran upstairs. Then, Tim peeked into the room to see his father looking in the mirror, then pulled out his gun and loaded it. The children decide that the mirror is the root of all evil and must smash it. But they confronted Marisol and ran back to their rooms. Alan went into Marie's room and let her go. She knocked on the kids' door. Kaylie instructs Tim to run up the stairs and he gets out and hits Marie with a golf club. Tim ran downstairs and Kaylie jumped out the window into the outside yard. Inside, Alan follows Tim and shoots. Kaylie hears this and enters, finding Alan hiding and signaling to leave. Marie attacked Kaylie and started strangling her. Marie regains her composure and senses, but Alan shoots and kills her. The kids run and try to break the mirror, but instead hit the wall. They realize that the mirror would not allow them. Alan entered the room and pointed the gun at Kaylie. He is a being who says what the mirror tells him. Tim strikes the gun from Alan's hand. Alan tried to strangle Kaylie. Tim took the gun and held it out to Alan. He stopped choking Kaylie, turned and knelt down, hand on the trigger. Alan returns to himself for a while, as does Marie, and asks Alan to run and pull the trigger. The police arrive and explain that it is domestic violence, where a husband brutally kills a woman and his son takes revenge by killing him. Tim is taken to a mental hospital and Kaylie is placed in an orphanage. Kaylie yells at Tim, asking him to remember to keep his promise to kill the mirror. As he left, he saw his 2 dead parents staring at him from the window. It's been 11 years. Tim ended his treatment. The film begins with a dream series where young Tim and Kaylie are targeted and the shooter is Tim. We're not shown how he's treated, but it looks like a pivotal moment in Tim's release. Tim believes or wants to believe that what he saw as a child was just his young brain creating complex ghost stories to process the events of his parents' murder. Kaylie was left alone in an orphanage. There she will grow old and their house will now be transferred to her. She lives in a different house with her fiancé. Over time, she checked and researched about the mirror and found that strange and terrible things had happened to the owner of this mirror. She found the mirror through the auction company she worked for and took it to the old house. There are brief moments when the mirror plays a prank on Kaylie at the auction house where the veiled buzz dissipates. The mirror is clearly annoying. When Tim leaves, Kaylie receives him. She reminds him of his promise to kill the mirror. At night, Kaylie has a nightmare that her father is strangling her. She wakes up screaming. The next day she had Tim come over to the old house where the mirror had returned and Kaylie had the camera, screen, plants, food, water, and travel mechanism attached to Danforth's 20-pound anchor. Kaylie believes that if she dies, she must make sure the locking mechanism breaks the mirror. She also asked his fiancé to call to check on her. If he doesn't get an answer, he has to call the police. She began compiling and tracing a list of people who possessed mirrors and their fates. Tim didn't believe her because he really felt that his experience was just imagination. They argue about their dog and how he died. Tim says that his father was a madman and killed his mother and that he was having an affair. Kaylie disagrees because her mother went crazy when she died. Tim releases Kaylie's sacrificial dog. For the rest of the film, the mirror basically plays with both their heads, makes them run like kids, and crushes them. Kaylie saw the camera facing each other for the first time. When they played back the footage they had captured, they saw the two of them move the camera, but they couldn't remember how they did it. This would have been a great time to bail on the plans and move out, but they didn't. They cannot. They don't know yet, but they're screwed. Tim leaves the house to call, but gets no network. Suddenly he returned home. He only imagined going out. They came back to set up the camera. The team saw a completely different image on the screen of what was going on. This scene suffices to say that if you play with your mind, you won't believe the electronics. Kaylie got a call from her fiancé looking for her. There seemed no way of knowing it was him. Plants also begin to rot. The light slowly goes out. Tim begins to see lightning from the past. While Kaylie was fixing the bulb, she picked up an apple and took a bite, only to think she had been bitten by the bulb and was bleeding. Immediately she pulled away and saw that it really was an apple. Both of their minds start to wander. The two begin to see the past unfolding in front of them. Events when mom goes crazy, doctors call, etc. Tim finds himself upstairs and Kaylie standing in front of the mirror and daydreaming. Just before the timer is interrupted, it will return and reset. She gets frustrated and breaks the vase with a dead plant in it. Tim sees his younger self coming down to ask his father to fix the electrical problem and sees Mary Soul. The house loses power and Kaylie starts turning on the battery-operated light. Upstairs she saw chains and broken plates and told herself this wasn't real. When she came back, she saw more pieces of broken plates. When she looked through his cell phone, the floor was clean. Suddenly the dead Marie appeared and Kaylie stabbed her with a piece of plate she was holding in her hand. She soon realized that it was her fiancé. The piece in her hand was not from the plate, but from the vase. There was now a 50-50 chance that the fiancé was in the home and now dead. It is possible that he tried to contact Kaylie but was unable to escape and showed up at the house. But it can be good to assume that everything that happens at home is a mirage. Mirrors project visions into their heads to make them do something. Both ran out and Tim called 911. It should be noted here that this call passed and the police eventually showed up and said Tim called. The mirror had planned their fates, it just fulfilled it. Now Tim says they just have to wait until the ride is over and the mirror breaks. It is not so easy. The lights come on again and you see your doppelganger standing in front of the mirror in the room. The two are now confused as to whether what they see from the outside is an illusion or that they from the outside is an illusion. Tim called 911 again. He hears an old voice asking his father to call a doctor. Kaylie stepped on the phone. They are sure that the call never goes away and they return home. They looked at their doppelganger in the mirror, and Mary Soul approached them and spoke in their father's voice. Kaylie saw that Tim had become a child and ran away in fright. She remembered running with him to a similar event in the past. They return to the room and are followed by their horrible mother. Tim realized that this was just a replay of an old event. He comes out and sees his father with a gun and shoots him. Kaylie was outside now, as in the past, running inside when she heard the sound of a gun. He looked at her dead fiancé in the mirror. She saw Tim hiding like before, and she witnessed the scene where her mother strangled her and her father shot her mother again. Tim saw what happened when he finally shot his father. He imagined that he was haunted by ghosts, These were not memories, these were illusions that were currently projected to instill enough fear in him. Tim wakes up sitting alone by the mirror in the present day, scared. Tim thought he was alone in the room. He couldn't see Kaylie. She's in the room too. The illusion projected onto his head was of his younger self, looking in the mirror and seeing his mother crying. Young Kaylie went to the mirror and hugged her mother. In reality, Kaylie stood in front of the mirror today and hugged her. Tim didn't see that. In his fright he saw an opportunity to shatter the mirror. He ran to the timer and set it to 0. The anchor fell and caught Kaylie in the back of the head. She's dying. Tim didn't see Kaylie until the anchor hit her. Police arrive and watch the tape. Tim remembers all the events that happened 11 years ago. It happened again. Kaylie is dead this time. This should not have messed with the mirror. Tim was arrested after police saw Tim kill Kaylie on tape. When Tim gets driven away, he remembers his promise to his sister, which he couldn't keep. This time he saw his dead parents by the window, and now Kaylie was staring at him. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos like this one. Also, do write in the comment section, what was the scariest point for you in this video? If you like this video, tell us by giving it a big thumbs up. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.